So we've gotten back to the way things were, and everybody is happy. Happy days are here again. The sky is bright and clear again. Let us sing a song of cheer again. Happy days are here again. Yeah.
Let me sing with you. Happy days are here again.
Who the fuck is happy? I'm not really happy. The skies are bright and clear again. How is that possible? There are no jobs, there's pollution, nobody's fucking happy. Let us sing a song of cheer again. Happy days are here again. No, they're not. No.
We must have just not got the memo, Hassan.
I think so.
Because it seems like happy days are here again. I saw it on the internet today. Thousands of people are on spring break in Florida.
Woo, baby.
Partying their asses off. You know, the ecstasy is flowing, the drinking, the fucking.
Tequila.
You know, party city in Florida. You know, Florida just... You know, they have that open for business, Florida.
You
right?
can ring.
So I was thinking, you know, happy days are here again in Florida.
Right.
And I knew that they were here again in Florida. You know, happy days are definitely here again in Texas and Mississippi because
you better believe
you don't have to wear a mask. You don't have to do anything. All businesses are open. Happy days. I'm not thinking, all right, that's Texas, Mississippi, and Florida. But then, Hassan, I'm walking in Greenwich Village today.
Mm-hmm.
And I walked past the IFC movie theater.
Love that movie.
Best movie theater, along with the Film Forum. We love going to the movies.
Yes.
You and I, that's one of the
That's our
favorite
date
things
nights,
that we do,
right?
right?
Yeah.
So the IFC movie theater is back to being open. And there were people going in. And I started to think to myself, okay, we didn't get the memo because as far as I know, really nothing has changed. Thousands of people are dying every day from the virus. Now, I have read that the hospitalization numbers are going down. So maybe the vaccine is starting to have some effect on bringing. So
is the guy from Texas doing the survey?
No. I'm even trust.
I
don't usually trust the numbers, but let's even say they're right. This has happened a number of times already with this virus. As soon as things start getting a little bit better, people rush back to get their lives back to normal, this unbelievably normal life that everybody was leading
so
a
happy
year ago.
Before the virus.
But it happens. Yeah. This is like, how many times do we have to learn the same lesson? Let's really get rid of the virus as much as possible. Not that there's a little bit of improvement and then we all rush back out. And this was my fear because here in New York, nothing as far as I can tell has changed.
Nothing.
But Governor Nippelring, he has changed all the rules. I think a big part of it is that he's lost any authority that he had.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this guy,
he should not go to parties.
Governor Cuomo a while back, but now we know that this is like Mr.
Governor Homo.
Mr. Macho. Mr. Macho, Mr. He's a man with his nipple rings.
Yeah, he's such a heterosexual man. Ooh.
Basically, nothing has changed. But suddenly now the restaurants are indoor dining again, and they're supposed to only have 40%. But I walk around the village and nobody's following that policy.
You know that.
Movie theaters are opening, which means that in those tiny little... Now, everybody's claiming that they've cleaned it up and they have air filters.
No.
You know, when the bedbug epidemic hit New York a number of years ago, this exterminator was telling me the worst place that you can be to get bed bugs was in the movie theater. Bed bugs love dark.
He said movies and the gym. They
love the dark. They love to sit in the chair.
While you sitting there crying, they are eating your popcorn along with you.
So I think they're pretty dirty movie theaters because they're dark and stuff, so they can keep them kind of dirty. But my whole point is, I want people to be happy. I want people to go to the movies. I want people to go to the beach. But can we finally, let's really get it done. See, I haven't even noticed, I thought once Biden became president, there would be better communication than Trump was giving, but I don't notice anything. Are the vaccines working? Are people getting sick from the vaccines? Now they have all these new versions of what do they call it? Variations of the COVID.
The vaccine shouldn't be like lifesavers, like you have many different flavors. Well, I want it this way. And we don't really know if they are working.
We don't know anything.
We don't know.
As far as I know. That's why I'm thinking maybe there was a memo, Hassan. Maybe we missed the memo because we don't really do anything except sit in this apartment being paranoid. So maybe there was a memo that happy days are here again. But we didn't hear about it.
Didn't hear a damn thing.
My fear, and again, I'm just going to repeat this one more time. My fear is that we keep rushing back to normal instead of let's really get this virus down. Let's get everybody vaccinated, whatever you need, everybody herded. And then maybe in a few months from now, we return. But it's the same thing since day one. This is about money and business, Hassan. They want that. Oh, you don't even know this because you weren't here earlier today. We got an email today that, you know who else is opening up?
Who?
Comedy clubs. So this comedy club sent us an invite, like if we want to perform, and they were describing that they're going to have very small audiences. There's going to be, every table is going to have hand sanitizers.
No.
And you know how dirty movie theaters are? Comedy clubs are more filthy. There's like nothing more disgusting than a comedy club. And then I started thinking about this. All right, so you're going to do a comedy club. They're very small rooms, right? The one that's inviting us. It's not Madison Square Garden. And they have to have a limited audience. So let's say there's going to be 8 to 12 people there. So I'm going to go in a tiny basement comedy club, risk my death to have 8 people there. And I'm just not ready to do it. Now, I understand other people, and let's be very honest. We really miss performing.
Yeah. We miss the laughter. And the thing is that you're sitting in there doing comedy, and everybody's so scared that you're going to say the wrong thing.
Well, why are you going there?
No,
I mean, that's not what we miss. I mean, what do you mean by the wrong thing?
I'm telling you what I miss. Okay. I miss the days when you saw different varieties of comedians, different styles, different brands. So you're already, as a comedian, you're dealing with, well, what can I say? What can I say?
I'm not dealing with that.
You're not?
No, not at all.
Okay, then you're one of the few.
No, I'm not dealing with that at all. I mean, you and I, once we perform again, we're going to go into the small theaters just like we were doing before, and we're going to do our show. That's what we're going to do. I mean, we can't be canceled. We've already been so canceled. You can't be more canceled than this. We cannot be more canceled. They can't cancel us anymore. We've been fired from. We've talked about this before. There's no need to go here. Yes. What I wanted to say. No, I'm just saying. What I wanted to say was that as performers, we enjoy doing this YouTube show, but there's no laughter. You know, sometimes people comment and they'll tell, but you're not getting laughter. And what I realized that I personally miss was no matter how crappy my life was before COVID. See, unlike everybody else, my life wasn't that great then, but I knew that every week, at least once or twice a week, I'd go somewhere with you and we'd do our show and people would laugh. We would have an interaction with people. And I actually really miss that, and you can't get that from this. You just don't. There's no.
Unless we put a laugh track in there, and I hate those.
I put a laugh track.
I don't like that.
I'm not going to put a laugh track. I'm just being very honest that as a comedian, what you really miss is the laughter. I didn't really even know that, but I just, when people laugh, it's a release. It's like a room full of people are coming. Laughter is like a release. When you look at people's faces when they're laughing, it's almost like a cum face. You know how
it can get also sometimes a little too uncomfortable when you're laughing because you're laughing so hard that it goes from really, really
like a cum face. I don't know what my face looks like, but when you're coming, it's pretty terrifying. Let me tell you, it's not. It's a terrifying looking face.
Well, what does it look like?
But you're very grateful because you know what? Big Daddy's making a cum.
Yeah,
I am 33 years. Let me tell everybody in YouTube. I'm an old guy, no Viagra,
none.
Drilling her like
drilling
like a drill.
Yes.
So we would love to be back out there performing. We would love to do it, but we're not ready. And look, this is a challenging thing because I understand that people want hope. My fear with the vaccines is that people are going to have a false hope. Because they have these varieties of the vaccine that they're not sure whether or not the Moderna, they don't know yet. Pfizer. Today, Fauci, who basically lies about something every single day, but everybody loves him, he is saying that the new versions of the corona are not being effectively dealt with by these vaccines. So, now Fauci may change his mind tomorrow. I mean, he's lied so many times to us. What's funny is people hated Trump for lying, but this guy's lying just as much.
And also, you have to take one, right?
Just that's the Moderna.
Yeah, and then you wait a couple of weeks and do the second.
But the Johnson and Johnson.
But we still don't know the result of what happens with that. The new one's coming out.
The Johnson and Johnson is a one-shot deal. But let's remember that Johnson and Johnson just paid like billions of dollars in fines for giving women cervical cancer.
And that baby powder, when I was very young, particularly a lot of black folks, we used baby powder on our bodies. You would see blacks, so we were either greased up or we had some white baby powder on our bodies after we got out of the tub or the shower.
I don't want to make this a racial war, but white people used Johnson and Johnson's too. It wasn't just black people.
I know, but I'm just saying
like
we
you made that
used
sound
it
like, we were
because we know more about you than you know about us. Like, did you know, for instance, a lot of black folks from the South ate Argo starch?
Did I know that?
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
Come on.
They ate Argo starch.
I mean, that's really pulling something out of the hat.
It's not. It's not.
Well, what kind of gefilte fish did your family eat?
We ate porgies.
No, but I'm not going to ask you that.
Not gefilte.
No, you're saying we don't know you. Jews, what kind of gefilte fish did your mother serve?
Well, we knew about gefilte fish.
Well, why don't you ask me what my
What kind?
Streets. Streits.
That's your name.
Straits. I don't know how they pronounce their name. But you notice that, right away, we know more about you than you know about us.
Well, it's true.
So anyway, before we bring in our special guest, the great Joe Keys, I want to say something that during the coronavirus, there's one group of people who've done very well, and these are our billionaires. They've made $1.3 trillion.
That's right.
Let me repeat those numbers to you. $1.3 trillion. The richest people in America, the oligarchs. Now, there's an old expression, I think it's an Italian expression, which is called cui bono. In other words, who benefits? So who's benefited from the coronavirus?
Think about it.
Really think about that. You know, we're all arguing over whether you should wear a mask, not wear a mask, all this stuff in America, this insane battle, where over 500,000 people have died of this disease, and it became a social issue. Like, we're arguing about it like it's some kind of like... you know, if you're a Republican and a conservative, you don't care if it kills you. I mean, basically, they don't care. But if you're a Democrat and a progressive, then you do care and you want to wear 18 masks.
Yeah.
And it became kind of this weird battle. And Trump somehow killed 500,000 people, and we don't even really discuss that when we talk about Trump.
And let's not even discuss the amount of money that people who are making masks have made.
Everything.
Yeah, everything.
Everything in America is a business.
Yeah.
So I just have a lot of, as week after week I come out here, somebody actually just wrote to me and said that they think I'm too paranoid. And let me tell you something. You may think I'm too paranoid. I think that I'm using wisdom. Now, we can disagree. Everybody has to make their own decisions on how you deal with this. I'm just saying that there's no change. If we weren't able to eat indoors in a restaurant 2 weeks ago, or go to a comedy club 2 weeks ago, or go to a Knick game 2 weeks ago.
What happened?
What happened? Nothing has happened, although now there are some people who've been vaccinated, but that hasn't impacted the thing yet. There's not that many people who've been. So what actually has happened? What's happened is the same thing that keeps happening. We're rushing back. We're not letting the system, we're not letting, you know, even the vaccines. They told us originally it takes 3 to 5 years and all kinds of tests. Like 2 weeks into it, we got all these vaccines. Now every company is competing with each other.
Yeah, how did that happen?
You know, and every country is competing with each other. So that's all. That's all. If I'm paranoid, you know what? I smoked a ton of weed in my life, and the weed is saving my life right now.
But I think it goes back to the question.
Anybody who's doing any weed, you know, if you need a weed spokesman.
I think it goes back to the question that we are asking sincerely. What has changed?
That's our question?
Yes.
Oh, I thought our question was... Oh.
No, what has changed?
No, I thought our question was, did we not get the memo?
What has changed? And if something changed, we didn't hear about it.
Did you not tell us because of you don't like blacks and Jews or something?
Yeah, what has changed?
Like, you know, if happy days are here again, I want to be happy.
And people are going like to sports arenas, spending more money now than ever because we're so happy we're free. But are we really?
No, we're not really free.
Are we really free?
No.
Now, you had said... Who is that?
No, go ahead.
You had said about the IFC. There is a poor homeless guy that lives in front of the IFC. And I've watched this guy for a year. I've brought him food. I've brought him socks. And he has about 50 to 100 bags. And they want to move him out of there.
And, well, he isn't paying rent.
Yes,
so
he's not paying. He's outside.
I understand that, but
it's kind of like, where's he gonna go?
Well, I hate to defend the IFC.
Where's he going?
He's gonna have to find another place to be homeless. There's a lot of homeless people now. That's the other thing. Half of America is homeless. Half of America is living in their cars, but nobody gives a shit. They wouldn't even raise the minimum. They wouldn't even raise the minimum wage. Just think about that. 8 Democrats.
Yes.
The Democrats, you didn't raise the minimum wage. Every one of them is a millionaire, and they're telling us that $15 an hour. Why don't you see who's going?
Just a minute.
That was, really? Like $15 an hour is not enough, actually.
That's not cool. It's not cool.
If you need to pay people at least $24 an hour. I think that was what they said, $24 an hour to be able to survive. But you know what the actual national minimum wage is? I think it's $7.50. Just think about that, $7.50. And millionaire senators who are Democrats, not Republicans. All the Republicans, of course, voted against it. But these 8 Democrats, and you can look their names up online. One of them is Chris Coons and Hassan. There's a number of them.
Not me.
Not you. They didn't want to give people $15. It's not that they didn't want to. Wall Street, who owns the corporate Democrats, told them no. Because they want people to risk their lives working in grocery stores, working as delivery men, and not even pay them a living wage. And then taxpayers pay them for their food stamps. So all these corporations, especially Walmart, the worst human beings on earth, they don't pay. You could work full-time at Walmart and still have to get food stamps. Now, this is a very demented country that we're in. And, from my side of the story is, I want to, I could drop dead. First of all, anybody could drop dead. But, I'm getting older, and it's already a year into this shit. I can't believe it's a year into that. We've already done this show now. This is like our 17th or 18th show, so that means 4 or 5 months. We thought we would do like 4 or 5 of these and then get back to go back to doing what we were doing before. But no. And if we keep rushing back. Now, this month we have Easter coming up and we have spring break. So there's going to be lots of surges, lots of travel. And look, I know you took a lot of people they took the vaccine. I hope the vaccines are going to work. We don't have a clue whether they're going to work because it's not enough time. Now, I know that this is an era where, something happens one day and then the news moves right along. When are we going to learn? We can't do that with the... Who is it?
It's me, man.
Oh, come on in. Ladies and gentlemen, the artistic director of Epstein and Hassan's Dirty Truth Tellers, the great Joe Keys. Joe.
Yeah, man. What's up?
How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. You can move a little bit.
Come on in. It's kind of trapped
tight
in here. It's very tight today. We're very tight. Yeah. How are you, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Get my hat together.
Yeah. Make sure that, you're looking good.
Well, that's all.
What do you have to say?
Well, I'm going to tell you something, man.
You got your notes?
You got yours?
No, I don't really use them, though.
So why are you talking about my shit?
I have them here just to do shit like this.
Oh, you like that? That's a Letterman thing.
Is that Letterman?
Yeah, he always did that shit.
He's looking good with that white beard. Not that I should talk the way I'm looking, but he's looking pretty bad.
He don't care now, man.
He's got millions, though.
He don't care. He don't care. But man, I'm kind of bothered, and you're not going to understand why. I was, going online, checking out some shit, and I found this website. They do documentaries on old films. Now, let me backtrack. One of the singers I love is Judy Garland, right? I actually played drums for her one time in Vegas. Yeah, I was a young boy. And they did a documentary on the Wizard of Oz, man. Let me tell you what those motherfuckers did to her, man. First of all, they taped her titties down so she wouldn't look old.
Really?
They had her on drugs so she could
be up and then better on drugs when she could be down. They put, the Tin Man, the powder that they put on his face. What was that, Green Acres? He was the first one, the guy. What's his name? Buddy Epstein, right?
Buddy Epstein wasn't on Green Acres.
What was he on?
Green Acres was Eddie Albert. Buddy Epstein was on the Beverly Hillbillies.
The Beverly Hillbillies.
He was Jed Clampett.
Jed Clampett, yeah.
Black Gold, Texas Tea.
Yeah, that shit they put on his face.
I saw that documentary.
Yeah,
I saw the same documentary. Not only fucked him up, it almost killed him.
Yeah.
They had to put so much tin on his face, and it was real tin. They didn't, in those days, I guess they didn't know.
Real tin.
They put tin. The guy had tin in his face. He almost died. I'm not laughing. And then they fired
I'm
him.
laughing.
Then they fired Buddy Epstein. And they gave some other guy the job.
Yeah.
Ray Bolger, was it?
Now, he got fucked up, too. And the one that played the lion. They had real
that was
lion.
I saw that, right?
Real lion fur on the motherfucker.
Oh yeah, everybody who did that movie, everybody almost died because of the costumes that they were wearing. See, when I watched that movie,
you didn't think
I didn't think that at all. Like even the Wicked Witch.
Oh, they fucked her up. That's one that she goes, oh man, and she burned. That shit really burned.
Oh yeah, she caught on fire. The Wicked Witch caught on fire.
And I think they gave her like a little bit of money.
The thing was, you remember, like the producer, I think his name was Louis B. Mayer.
Yeah.
This guy was like the cheapest guy. When she caught on fire, they didn't even send a car to take her to the hospital.
They called her like, when you coming back to work?
I mean, when you watch this documentary, you start thinking to yourself.
You hate these motherfuckers.
Everything that, on The Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz was not a big hit either, we learned, right? It wasn't a big hit till they put it on TV.
They initially wanted that one, what's her name, Shirley Temple.
Yeah, but Shirley couldn't
sing.
But Judy Garland, it's such a sad story, man, because they made her into a junkie. And
you saw it, man.
It was really painful to watch that shit.
Yeah.
And this is the whole thing about American show business. Like, everything that we think is deceptive, man. Everything. It's all lies.
Yeah.
Hollywood created this thing where Indians were bad and cowboys were good. Right? The Indians were the savages.
Yeah.
Hollywood then sold World War II. They sold World War I. Gone with the Wind. Hollywood today, they're selling stuff for the CIA and the military. Everything you see is pro-police, pro-war. This is who Hollywood is. I'm being serious, Joe. And when I watched that, it was very depressing.
They kept telling her that she was too fat. So they had her on like broth and coffee. Nothing.
Sounds like my diet, the broth and coffee.
Yeah. And little people, the munchkins, man. People forgot those were adult men and women.
Oh, they were some horny motherfuckers.
So they were fucking each other.
These guys were partying like wild men.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. Like, even as I'm speaking right now to you, right?
Yeah.
Now, the new culture that we live in, because you just call them little, or I
said little people.
And then I said little motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Now, that could be offending someone. We could have a munchkin out watching the show today.
Well, no. See, Munchkin was the character's name. We would call them either midgets.
Oh, you can't say midget.
I'm not saying you could say it, man.
I'd like to apologize to any...
I'm not calling them.
Can I do my apology, please?
I said little people.
If any midget or any little person was offended by him using the term midget, I am
y'all
very
heard
sorry.
what I said.
But the Munchkins were a group of guys. It was like 50.
It was women too. Yeah.
And they put them all in one hotel.
Yeah, the four main one was, remember they did the lollipop song? The lollipop song, the lollipop. Yeah. In fact, Dorothy said a few of them went up her dress.
Yeah, they would get fresh with Dorothy.
Well, they just stood there.
It's really sad what happened to Judy Garland, man. Michael Jackson, Judy Garland, Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I saw her do a song with Barbara Streisand. And I'm telling you, she looked like she was hungover.
Yeah, no, you can tell. She was really, they had her on downs to go to sleep, and they'd speed her up.
We fucked her up.
And
we fucked her up.
But we didn't have an idea. Like, our parents' generation, they believed everything they saw. Like, they believed what Hollywood was telling them the truth. Sort of like us with vaccines and stuff.
Yeah,
There's not much of a difference. I was saying to somebody the other day, we live in Greenwich Village. So when 9/11 happened, I was working there, managing the knitting factory at that point in my life, which was like 4 blocks from the World Trade Center. And they came and told us, the government said, the air is fine. There's no problem. right? Now, years later, if you watch TV, how many cancers?
All those guys that, ran up in there. First, what do you call it?
It was in the air, though. All those computers, like all the stuff that
shit.
blew
How many
up, the
rugs
chemicals.
burnt?
Right. There was so many chemicals in the air. They were telling us, no, the air is fine. The air is fine. And the vaccine, we figured it out yesterday. We got this great vaccine. And, we'll, like Pfizer, we'll make like $15 billion. You'll sue us, but you're not allowed to sue.
No, but that takes me to something else, man. All right. Now, I was on Chops, right?
Yes.
And I love to cook. You want to date me, baby, I'll lay out a meal. I'll lay out a meal, and then I'll lay you out. Yeah.
Wow, that was so... Let me just say how many people you just offended so far in the show today.
I said you
offended little people. Women nowadays, they don't want to hear you're going to lay them out. Don't you know that?
Wait a minute. What woman doesn't want to be catered to?
Oh, now, Katie, you said lay them out.
I'll lay out a meal for you.
Oh, you lay out a meal.
And then I'll lay you out.
Oh, but that's the part they don't like, the lay you out part. They're cool with you cooking them a meal.
Now, I'm saying you can lay out, do whatever you need.
It's like, you know what? You really can't say anything.
What woman wouldn't like that?
Like Hassan was saying earlier, when she was talking about comedy clubs, you missed that part of the show. You see, the concept...
I missed it on purpose.
No, the concept was, Hassan, I need to bond with somebody occasionally because I'm stuck in the apartment by myself.
I don't know how the fuck you're stuck in here.
And I don't know.
She got so much to say.
We make a whole decision. The saying part is okay, but we write these notes, and the concept was that we were going to talk about how we miss people laughing.
Right,
and we miss the connection. So right away she goes into, we're going to get canceled. What can you say? And that had nothing to do.
She didn't do it. I was standing outside.
No. She definitely
didn't go right.
She went right to it.
No, she didn't.
Well, people could see it themselves when they watch it.
Yeah, we gonna see it.
No, this is what she does. She has hundreds.
Are you a comedian, man? If somebody shoots something in there, like I just brought in that I want to talk about food.
Talk about it.
What did you
clock
do?
Is running.
You just swung the shit around the corner.
No, I need a friend.
No, you need. I'm not Flicker, motherfucker. I ain't your friend.
Flicker's a friend. Wasn't Mr. Ed?
Flicker and Mr. Ed.
Mr. Ed was a great horse, man. That guy, I love Mr. Ed,
Yeah, how many women gonna let you sit in a barn and talk to a horse?
I would start wondering, you're
what's
hanging out with
going
Mr.
on?
Ed. Mr. Ed was packing, baby.
Yeah, Wilbur.
Wilbur. You think those two are doing it? Like Mr. Ed and Wilbur?
Why wouldn't you?
I
mean, he's rubbing and stroking his back.
Him, that tail, and Mr. Ed was talking all kind of shit.
Yeah, and he had a sexy voice, like Isaac Hayes kind of voice.
Yeah. But what did you want to say about food? Because we got distracted with Mr. Ed.
So,
you think they could bring Mr. Ed back? Do you think that would be a hit show now?
Human rights people.
Oh, the animal rights.
Animal rights
people. Yeah.
Animal and human, they'd hate that shit.
Talking horse.
No, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Because I think they had string and shit in his mouth to move.
The PETA people go nuts. Animal people that love animals, man.
You can't have Mr. Ed anymore.
No. They're very protective.
We can't even hardly have Bambi, man.
No, you can't. Yeah.
No. Anyway, y'all. I know many of y'all heard of Subways, right?
Subway Heroes?
Subway Heroes, right? So a friend of mine, I met him in the park, right? We sitting there, he said he was hungry. So I said, okay, there's a Subway's over there, man. So he goes to get his Subway and he come back. We sitting in the park, he over on this side, I'm on that side, right? And I said, man, what you got? He goes, a tuna. I said, that don't smell like no tuna fish. So I always carry, on my phone, I look shit up. Do you know in the Subway sandwich, we say sandwich, they don't put no fucking tuna fish in there.
There's no tuna fish.
There's no tuna fish.
It
looked like
there's
tuna
a lawsuit.
fish.
I heard a story, too. There's a lawsuit that Subway's tuna sandwich has absolutely zero tuna in it.
How you gonna fucking sell a tuna fish? Ain't no tuna fish in there.
But not, you figure, okay, we'll put a little tuna in there, just like,
but
when you used to buy weed.
Get?
Like, you used to buy weed. They give you a little weed, maybe the rest of it was oregano in Central Park.
They give you the weed when they're
but even in the bag, they might, people who bought Coke, right? It would be 99% like powder, but there's a little Coke in there.
Yeah.
Subway isn't even doing that. They're worse than Coke dealers.
But how did whatever they found that looked like tuna? That's the scary shit.
Subway is claiming that it is tuna, but
The chemist said
the chemists say it isn't, you know. And again, who can you trust? Who are you going to trust? A chemist?
Well, that's why.
Or the corporation of Subway?
I cook my own food. I don't fuck around with that shit, man.
Well, Joe, you had some great stuff for us today.
Thank you,
little
man.
bit unusual. The Wizard of Oz and Subway.
I'm an unusual man. I want y'all to remember that. Don't ever try to box me in.
You're not in a box.
Not in a box, motherfucker. Oh, I'm in there boxing this apartment, man.
All right, man. Thank you very much.
All right, man. No, we don't touch, man. Like I said, ladies, I like to cook. I'll lay you out a spread, and then I'll spread you and lay you out.
Okay, so the few women that weren't offended by your earlier thing, yeah, and everybody's offended now. Everybody's offended. You know, but I thought that was pretty amazing with Subway. The Wizard of Oz thing was very depressing, actually. I found that very sad, especially about Judy Garland. Like any parent who puts their child into show business deserves to be publicly flogged and humiliated. I know they're going to tell you, well, my kid wants to be in show business. You don't want your children in show business. Just look at the history of people who had their children in show business. You know, I mean, really, it's not a job for children. Adults can't handle it. Adults, I was friends with a guy who's a jazz musician who worked on the Bill Cosby show. And he told me he was a regular, because Bill Cosby, before he became a rapist and went to jail, he was America's dad, and he was a big supporter of jazz, and he would have a lot of jazz musicians on his show, which was a great thing at that time because it got them tremendous exposure. But he told me that as bad as the music industry is, the television industry was much worse. Every single person that you deal with is lying to you at all. I'm talking about the producers, the people who work on these shows. There's absolutely no loyalty. There's absolutely no honesty. There's a lot of sexual harassment, all kinds of crap. So you put your children in there. Why? Because you want to be a star. Your child, I don't care if an 8-year-old says, you know what, I want to sing and dance. Okay, you can sing and dance in the school play, but you're not becoming a professional at 8 years old.
Bye, Joe.
So anyway, here comes my beautiful wife, Naima Hassan, and
Joe said you were upset with me about something.
Well, it's not that I'm upset with you. We make 100 pages of shit here. We got so many pages, and the idea was we were going to talk about an honest conversation about how we miss people's laughter at shows.
Yes.
But you started out going right into
First of all, I did not start out.
We're going to watch it. We're
watching it.
Okay.
I added
Whoever's
that
telling
on.
the truth, if
Yes.
if I'm telling the truth, and I want, this is like a bet.
Yes.
Okay. So what do you want from me sexually? That if you're right, do you have any sexual thing you want?
I want for the rest of the week, no matter what I ask you to do, you just go, yes, dear.
You're going to start calling me Smoke Cats? So speaking of Smoke Cats,
yes,
that's a good lead-in.
Yes.
Because this is Women's History Month, ladies and gentlemen. Last month was Black History Month. This month is Women's History Month. And each week we're going to honor a woman. And today we're going to honor a great woman. You've probably heard me talk about him a few times on the show. He's my old friend, Smoke Cats. Great man. Used to be on our radio show, the Black and the Jew Comedy Hour. And he's been married to the same woman. They just celebrated their 42nd wedding anniversary.
Get out of here.
Her name is Sandy Fiddler Katz, and I've known her now for over 40-something years.
Yes.
And we're giving her the first shout-out as a woman of the year.
Yeah. Now, what is it about her? I will just say, what I love about Sandy is she has unbelievable integrity.
Yes. Very kind.
She's extremely kind and caring.
Now, I've known her for over 40 years.
Yes.
She's a teacher. She's a mother. Now she's a grandmother.
Yes.
She's a great woman. She has a big heart.
And she can cook real good.
She's been fucking Smoke Cats. And for you people, that alone. That she gets into bed with that guy for 40-something years.
Yeah.
Sandy Katz.
This is for you, Sandy.
You know. And every week we do a fuck you. So we're going to do the shout out, and then we do a fuck you.
Yes.
Regular theme for the show.
Absolutely.
Because we are organized. Look at our notes.
Yes.
We're organized.
Nobody has more notes than us.
Some people think we're winging this. Believe it or not, we're not.
No. No one thinks we're winging
People
it.
do think we're winging it. But
I never saw that.
yeah.
Who thinks we're winging
trust me,
it?
people think we're winging it.
Okay.
Now, you ready to do the fuck you?
Yeah, are we going to do the fuck you to the people who think we're winging it?
No, I don't care about them. Ready?
Okay, yes.
Ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
Fuck
you, royal family.
Yes.
You have the nerve. You are some of the ugliest people I've ever seen. The people in the royal family. This is an ugly family. Look at these people. They all look
and you
inbred.
have the nerve.
You don't want to have a dark skinned. Your grandson or whoever, Harry, he married a black woman.
And guess what? This is one of our children.
This is one of our children, and we are so
she's
proud.
Black as
when
coal.
she came out black like this, we were so happy.
That's right.
This is our daughter.
If I ever thought
Africa Hassan Epstein. This is her brother right here.
Right.
Buddy. Buddy's Buddy's also a light skinned. He's a light skinned black man.
Yes, we love both our children.
And that's why he has this hat on, because he's a hip hop guy and he wanted that.
Yeah.
So royal family. Let me just tell you something. You should be glad that people don't look like you. You're some of the ugliest people I've ever seen, and
Let's
the worst.
Do one more.
The worst human beings on earth. You stole trillions of dollars, you fucking scum.
You should be glad, first of all, that she even married that dude, okay? And we're just
the
saying,
princess.
Yes.
And she, I don't know if she's cool or not. I'm not sure about her.
Well, it's not even about
but it's about
that.
You care that the kid might be a little
like
dark skinned.
Dark?
Like when you stole all the money from India, for
Did
example.
you think about
the
that?
Trillions of dollars that you stole from India.
Oh,
so
the
you're
Indians
saying that
there.
none of those British guys that were over there were fucking Indian women?
I think they
and
were.
raping Indian women?
Think they
once
were.
we're a royal family.
Fuck you.
And you know what, England? It's time for you to get rid of your fucking royal family.
Yes.
It's time for them to go.
Yes.
It really is. If you want royalty,
well, what do they do?
Be like us. We got royalty. Jay-Z and Beyonce and A-Rod and J-Lo. That's American royalty.
Absolutely.
All right?
And Epstein and Hassan.
That's us. Thank you very much. We're Epstein and Hassan, the black and the Jew. Oh, don't go anywhere because the Jackies will be here.
Oh my God! They really don't like dark kids?
Yeah, could you believe that? You ever see what they look like, that family?
They should be fucking grateful that she even went over there and married him.
No, you know why? Because they're royal. They're a king and a queen.
I don't like royalty and all that shit. They're just human beings who go to the bathroom, they shit like everybody else.
Like when they had Princess Di. She started dating an Arab guy.
Oh, she went through that tunnel.
She went through a tunnel. She's dead. Megan should never go through a tunnel.
That's right.
Never go through a tunnel.
No, shout out to, what's his name, Tyler Perry. He put them up. It's funny they had to come over here to America to get black people to help them.
I can't believe those munchkins were going under the Judy Garland's bra and taping down her titties.
Yeah.
That sounds wrong to me.
The Wizard of Oz sucks.
You know, I like Peter Pan better than
No, it was worse, too. He was an old-ass man flying around in tights.
He didn't want to grow up.
What do you blame him?
He was sort of the guy that created this whole world today of people who don't want to grow up.
No.
But we don't care because we're the Jackies.
That's right. We don't have bodies and we don't have skin color.
Fuck the Queen. Fuck Niels.
Yeah.